Good midnight grave robbers, corpse collectors, and wanderers of the wicked Midway. Welcome back to Papa Ginger's Midnight Circus, the travelling nightmare where the cotton candy tastes like decay and something beneath the carousel is still hungry. I'm your blood-red Ming Master of Terror, the keeper of the last lantern before the apocalypse, Papa Ginger. Tonight, we shamble into one of horror's most enduring nightmares, the dead who refuse to stay dead. Zombies. Rotten flesh, empty eyes, endless hunger. But beneath all the gore and gnashing teeth lies a deeper fear. The fear that humanity itself is already dead inside. So barricade the doors, count your remaining bullets, and if someone starts banging from the outside, don't let them in. Now vampires are seductive, werewolves are tragic, ghosts are mysterious, but zombies. Zombies are us. That's what makes them horrifying. A zombie apocalypse strips away everything we pretend makes civilization civilized. No internet, no government, no food shops, no rescue coming, just survival. The zombie genre asks one brutal question. What happens when a society collapses completely? And every generation answers that question differently. In the late 1960s, zombie films reflected fears of social unrest and violence, and in the 2000s, it was infections and pandemics became the nightmare. Modern zombie stories explored isolations, paranoia, and how quickly people turn on each other when survival is on the line. Because here's the ugly truth, carnival creatures. In zombie movies, the undead usually aren't the real monsters. People are. We must bow before the godfather of modern zombie horror, George A. Romero. His 1968 masterpiece Night of the Living Dead changed horror forever. Before Romero, zombies were mostly voodoo-controlled servants. After Romero, they became flesh-eating harbingers of social collapse. What made the film terrifying wasn't just the undead. It was the hopelessness, the mistrust, the realization that humanity destroys itself faster than the monsters ever could. And then came Dawn of the Dead. A shopping centre filled with zombies wandering aimlessly through stores? He wasn't subtle here. He was showing us consumerism turned into undeath. Mindless crowd stumbling through life searching for things they don't need. And honestly, it sounds a bit familiar. Now here's a debate fiercer than a chainsaw duel in a thunderstorm. Fast zombies? Slow zombies? The classic shamblers are relentless, slow, rotten, unstoppable. You can outrun one, but can you outrun 1,000? Then films like 28 Days Later changed the game. Suddenly, zombies sprinted. They screamed. They charged like rabid animals. And audiences realized cardio might actually save your life. Personally, Papa Ginger fears the slow ones more. Fast zombies kill your body. Slow zombies kill your hope. Because eventually, exhaustion wins, and the dead never get tired. Now, gather around, my plague survivors. Here are tonight's cursed zombie recommendations. For the classic undead terror, it's all three George A. Romero. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. For savage modern apocalypse, 28 Days Later, Train to Busan, and Wreck. For emotional, devastating, disguised as horror, The Last of Us, Cargo, and Pontypool. And if you enjoy absolute chaos and nightmare fuel, Brain Dead, Return of the Living Dead, and World War Z. Warning, do not watch these films while eating spaghetti. Trust Papa Ginger on that one. Now, my midnight confessions. You know what fascinates me most about zombie stories? Nobody ever believes the warnings. There's always a scientist ignored, a news report dismissed, a strange bite someone tries to hide. Humanity always thinks it has more time. That's why zombie horror feels disturbingly realistic. Not because the dead rise, but because people panic. Civilization is thinner than we think. 3 missed meals and the world starts showing its teeth. And maybe that's why we keep returning to zombie films. They force us to ask uncomfortable questions. who would we become when survival outweighs mortality? Would we help strangers? Protect family? Or become monsters long before infection ever reached us? And if it ever comes, remember this: never trust silence. It usually means the Horde is listening. The tents are collapsing, the fires are dying, and the dead are gathering outside the Midway once more. But before you vanish into the fog tonight, remember, the zombie apocalypse isn't really about death. It's about what survives after humanity is gone. Until next time, keep your flashlight charged, keep your back to the wall, and whatever you do, don't get bitten. This has been Papa Ginger's Midnight Circus. I'm Papa Ginger, and I'll see you when the world ends.